if you can start your day right, so if you're getting all that goodness in the morning, it tends to have a knock-on positive effect throughout the rest of the day as well. Hi, my name's Farzanah Nasser. I'm a nutritionist and I'm a certified functional medicine practitioner. I'm going to give you a few tips how you can support better mood through the gut-brain axis. We know that up to 70% of our immune system resides in the gut. And the reason is, it's the interface between our environment and our body. Our gut and brain are connected by our vagus nerve, which is that 10th nerve, which connects the gut and the brain. And did you know that the gut and the brain are derived from the same fetal tissue? There are many ways that we can support our gut-brain connection. The first one is, obviously, the foods we eat have different nutrients. So we know when we eat our foods, we're going to be getting vitamins and minerals and amino acids that we absorb that can support our mood and how we feel. For example, we know that blueberries, the phytochemicals in blueberries support good mood. We know that when we eat foods like ground flax, chia, hemp, these are all vegan sources of omega-3, and these are anti-inflammatory and also help support mood and brain health. We also know that nourishing our gut microbiome with all these plant foods also help support good mood. So it is recommended that we have 30 grams of fiber a day. In the UK, 90% of us fall short of this amount. So that means only 10% of us are getting the required fiber in our diet. The way it works is when we consume these plant foods, we extract the nutrients from them. So we're going to extract the vitamins, the minerals, amino acids, like I said, in our small intestine. We absorb them and they support our brain health, and other areas of health as well. The fiber, which we cannot break down as humans, goes into our large intestines. And that's where we house our gut microbiome. Our gut microbiome will then break down the fiber and create something called short-chain fatty acids. This is also known as postbiotics, and they are magic compounds that get into the body and they have an anti-inflammatory effect throughout the body. And that is also supportive of good mood as well. So in the UK, like I mentioned, 90% of us aren't hitting the 30 grams of fiber requirement. But there are really simple ways that we can improve the amount of fiber that we have in support good mood and all other aspects of health as well. So for example, many of us might have a bowl of porridge for breakfast. Say you're using half a cup of oats, which is 4 grams of fiber. And it's 4 grams of protein. Oats are going to give you a rise in blood sugar, and then you're going to get a drop as well. So that can impact that you'll get hungry after about an hour. You might feel irritable. You might get a little bit moody. But if you combine those oats with healthy fats and protein, you're going to get better sustained energy throughout the day. So this could be adding something like almond butter. It could be adding things like ground flax, chia seeds. It could be adding blueberries. All these foods are increasing the amount of fiber in that bowl of porridge, the amount of plant points, but it's also helping to support better mood as well and keep your energy sustained throughout the day too. So a normal bowl of porridge will have 4 grams of fiber and 1 plant point. But just like you wouldn't have a bowl of rice by itself in the evening or a plain bowl of pasta, you also don't really want to have a plain bowl of porridge in the morning either. So that's called like having your carbs naked. But like by having the protein and fat adds all the other nutrients that you want. So it's taking the example of trying to reach 30 grams of fiber. If you have 4 grams of fiber in your bowl of porridge, adding other ingredients. So if you add a handful of blueberries, if you add a tablespoon of ground flaxseed, so ground flaxseed contains vegan sources of omega-3, as does shelled hemp seeds, as does chia seeds. These are all vegan sources of omega-3. You can add all of that to your porridge and some blueberries and a teaspoon of almond butter. It takes the same amount of time to cook, but what you've done is you've taken that 4 grams of fiber, and with those simple ingredients, you've increased it to 14.5 grams of fiber. That's almost now half your daily fiber requirement for the day. And they're just really easy additions that you're just throwing into the bowl along with your porridge oats as well. And if you can start your day right, so if you're getting all that goodness in the morning, it tends to have a knock-on positive effect throughout the rest of the day as well. And then it makes it very, very easy to hit that fiber goal of 30 grams daily. So if you're not having a lot of fiber, you don't want to go from like 0 to 30 grams. You want to build this up really slowly. So that's where I think fiber gets the bad name as well, because a lot of people think of it as being bloated, getting backed up, and things that their grandmother is adding to food. It's not like that. You just want to go low and slow. As you start to feed your gut microbes more and better, they will start to produce a little bit more gas when you're not used to all this fibrous food. So just go slowly, gradually increase the amount that you're having. In addition to that, make sure you're hydrated, that you're drinking enough water, and also make sure that you're walking as well to support that bowel and motility too. So, simple things that you might add today if you're not used to having fiber is you can add that handful of blueberries. It's really simple. You just go to the grocery store, you buy some blueberries. You can add them to your porridge, like I mentioned, or you can eat them as a snack. You can add them on your yogurt bowl. You can throw them into your smoothie. They're really easy to incorporate into absolutely anything. Another really easy plant food to incorporate is pre-washed greens. So greens are great. They're good for brain health. They're also full of magnesium. So anything that is green will have magnesium at its core. Magnesium is called nature's tranquilizer. It's a mineral that we don't get enough of. We need it for over 500 enzymatic reactions in the body. A really easy way to incorporate it is just buying some pre-washed greens, take a handful and add it to the side of your plate. Whatever you're having for lunch or dinner, you just literally need to take a handful out of a bag and add it to your plate. Really, really simple. And then the third thing to add, which is again really simple and easy, is something like pre-cooked beetroot. Every single supermarket has it. It's pre-cooked. You just open it up and add it to your side of your plate. So that's 3 really easy ways to get 3 different plant foods in to support your gut-brain axis, and just a really easy place to start with, because no cooking is involved. It literally is taking foods, eating them, or just adding them to your plate. And then you can gradually build up from there. So maybe next time you might add a piece of, a portion of fruit, or maybe a few beans, but it doesn't matter where you're starting from. There was one really lovely study that was done, and it showed just by increasing your fruit or vegetable intake by 1 piece daily had a huge increase in happiness and life satisfaction, but you had to be consistent. So even if you're going from having nothing just to that 1 apple, that does have a positive impact, but you do need to be consistent. If you found this helpful and you'd like to find out more, I share a lot more information on my socials. My Instagram handle is Farzanah Nasser _nutrition.